Yeah.
So, hello and welcome back to our SMLT Art'ist podcast. I'm your host Karolina, and today our guest is Mugur Popa.
Mugur Popa, yes.
Yes. So, how are you today?
I'm very fine. First of all, I want to say that I'm honored and I'm glad to be for a second time in Vilnius to meet the best team of SMLT Art'ist. In my country, Romania, they know about your products and are very good.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, before we go into the questions?
About me, I'm architect. I'm regional representative of Urban Sketchers. I am founder of Urban Sketchers Bucharest, Constanța and Ploiești in Romania. I'm also a painter. This is all about me.
Okay. Okay, so then without further ado, I think we can just start with the questions, if you don't mind.
So, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start about your techniques, and I wanted to ask, what art techniques do you use and why? Tell us about them.
I'm a drawer. I use watercolors and also acrylics. I know to paint also in oil, but it take too long for me.
To dry? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well actually there are some additional things you can put into oil to make it dry faster, but that's just...
yes, in oil you can put secative, but it's not so fast for me.
Okay. And why exactly do you use like watercolors and ink and drawing? Or why this?
I think it's the most easy way to explain myself. It's very easy. It's drying very fast, and you can do a lot of things. In my mind, I said that I materialize the mind when I put watercolor on paper. It's very easy to put the mind in reality.
Okay, so you just basically want it fast and it expresses you the best.
It was a movie, Fast and Furious, I guess.
Okay, that's good. And how did you discover plein air, and why did you decide to pursue it? Why landscapes?
When I was a student, our teachers encouraged us to make drawing on plein air, and I used to do that when I was architect, and slow I start to do that every day, and that was born urban sketching in Romania.
Okay, I've actually noticed that quite a lot of architects actually use like this sort of painting style, or like something similar, like urban sketching and...
Yes, in our country all the architects must know watercolor.
Okay.
We learn at school, at the university, that in University of Arts they do not teach watercolor. They teach only all techniques, oil, murals, and academics.
Academics, yeah. So, as you've mentioned before, you are a founder of the group Urban Sketchers in Romania. What inspired you to create a group like that and be an urban sketcher?
Little by little. I start to sketch for myself, and then I found friends, and the good things bring people together. So now I'm happy that some people know each other in our group. They will marry and now they have a child.
Oh,
This
okay.
is wonderful.
Okay, so this group, like, what exactly do you guys do? Do you like meet up and go like paint the same scenery, or is it more of just like an association?
It's like an association. We meet together. We go to make some drawings, to sketch in town, and always we finish in a bar or something.
That's wonderful.
That is all over the world, and for urban sketchers. Just a few weeks ago, I have met Christina Walfro, the social media representative of urban sketchers, and they do the same in Cincinnati, Ohio, and all over the world. First sketching and then drinking.
Okay. Considering that you like to paint landscapes and you also do urban sketching, what is your favorite time of the day to create?
My favorite time is early in the morning, but
Early in the
I
morning, okay.
create even I sleep
Yeah,
all
obviously.
the day. I am drawing and painting all the day.
But
all
why
time.
exactly the morning? Are the lights better, or what is it exactly?
I don't know, maybe I put a question when I go to sleep and I find the answer
In the
when
morning.
I wake up.
Okay, that's interesting. And
I do not say that, Rudolf Steiner says.
okay.
Yeah.
And how has your artistic style changed over time?
My style, I do not want to have a style. I use different techniques and the style will come for sure. I do not want to have a style.
But why not?
I want to make an experience with all kind of materials, of all kind of papers or textures. There is an infinite way to do that, and the style will come in time.
Well, I think I already see like sort of a distinct style of yours.
Yes, many people said that they recognize me, but this is not my goal. My goal is
You don't
to
want to be
do.
recognized.
Maybe no. I
Okay,
don't know.
that's actually interesting because most of the artists usually like strive to get a style and be recognized and have something distinctive, and you want to be changing
I
and
am
moving.
distinctive because I share my works and my knowledge. In my country, all the artists do not do that, and I love to do that. So I know that if I'm sharing with you all my techniques, you do not want to be like me. You will be like you.
Yeah. Why do you think artists don't want to share?
I don't know. I don't know. I
maybe,
do not
right.
understand that.
Me neither, because I think when you create not only for yourself but for other people, you know, to enjoy, to see, to live through what you live through. It's,
Yes, I guess they want to keep the secret of technique, but like butchers or like all kind of artists.
Okay, I see. Well, that's a very interesting take on that. And yeah, so for example, do you have times when you're not inspired to paint or create, and what do you do then?
Please repeat. I do not understand.
What do you do when you're not inspired to paint or you don't have any ideas?
I always
or you're stuck?
have a sketchbook. And if I have something in my mind, I write and or I draw something. I do not have now that sketchbook. Is my sketchbook with thoughts. And after a while, when I see that sketchbook, the inspiration comes, for sure.
Okay, and maybe do you have like a favorite painting or a drawing in one of our sketchbooks that you filled out, and would you mind, showing us?
Yes,
on camera?
No, this is a sketch made, it's a wood, burn wood from...
in Canada.
In Canada, with mountains.
Would you consider that to be your
favorite? This is a waterfall, frozen waterfall.
Oh wow, that's wonderful.
With all this all are made at the site. And Kaunas, your hometown,
yeah.
on the river bank, is everywhere.
It's wonderful.
This can be a painting.
It's actually very interesting to see, the way that someone who is a foreigner, someone who is from other country, sees our country and our hometown. And I think you see it very beautifully, and I absolutely love it.
Thank
you. Okay, so you're an architect, you're a plain artist, an urban sketching artist. But how did you get there? Like, what did you do to improve your skills, and how did you develop your
working every day. This is my secret. Every day, I always have a sketchbook with me. This monkey box with monkeys, with pens, with pencils and brushes, watercolors. I always have that on me. And if I saw something, I draw directly. And then that can be materialized in one painting or one.
And why do you call this the monkey box?
Yes, because I have a lot of stuff here.
Okay.
So here
so what do you usually use?
I use
water brush,
a water brush, two kind of fountain pens. This is with regular ink. This is with waterproof.
Waterproofing, yeah.
For fountain pen. There are rare. This is not usually. I have some brushes, big brushes too, and some pencils. Watercolor pencils.
Okay. And you've also said that you're working every day to develop your art and art skills. How old were you when you started to work every day and develop those skills?
I start 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
To work every day. First was something for pleasure, for hobby. Then I give some presents to United States from Canada. They ask me, "Oh, wow, why you do not sell?" Okay, I will sell that. So I start to sell. Now I do not have watercolor or canvas. I have only my sketchbooks. This cannot be saved. Maybe even that someone wants to buy a sketchbook from me. But it's my part of life.
Part of life. Okay. And next question would be about your techniques, as mentioned before. And you said that you don't want to, be in a box and be in one technique. But I think you only partly answered the question. But are you willing to learn new techniques and pursue different art styles?
First of all, you cannot learn a technique
fully.
You must practice a lot. There are from now on. Some years I will paint on acrylics because it's fast for me and easier. Then I will take oils. I don't know. I don't know, but it's not a goal for me to. It's enough to improve one technique. It's amazing. You do not have an end when you learn.
Do you think about painting any other things other, than urban sketching, doing urban sketching or painting landscapes? What else would be interesting to you?
I'm painting also landscapes, seascapes. There are figurative or.
What about people, for example?
People, yes.
You
I
also
love
paint
it.
people?
Yes, I'm painting also people. I used to make portraits, sketch portraits that will come paintings maybe.
Okay, I actually didn't know that. That's interesting to find out.
Yeah, as an architect, I have two portraits on our patriarch, Orthodox patriarch. Have two portraits of saints made by me. I'm an architect, not a portraitist, but they love it, and this is it.
Once I actually had to do a copy of a saint, an icon.
I used to do that when I was young. They put to learn all Byzantine techniques.
So we learned.
So
we also
I
learned
know
that.
I have background, but it's okay. It's
I
for
know.
fun.
I liked it. I liked it.
Most important is to do with pleasure. What are you doing? And with fun.
Totally. Going into the more professional side, what are your favorite and least favorite parts of doing art professionally?
Please repeat.
What would be your least favorite and favorite parts of doing art professionally?
I do not understand the question. Maybe I will read.
Well, you're doing art professionally, right? Like you sometimes sell your works and stuff like that, usually, or not?
I don't know. I do not want to be professional.
You don't want to be? Why not?
It's not my goal. I want to be a tango dancer. It's not important. I will be recognized with time if I deserve it.
Well, I just wanted to ask you because some artists, for example, say that one thing about doing art professionally, which means basically to live off of that and sell your art, is that, for example, they don't like, the commercial stuff of that whole thing. Some others don't like that instability of doing art professionally. So I was hinting at sort of that side, like.
The most important is to work hard. For example, I have 3 galleries in my country who buy all my paintings. They do not give me subjects. They only call me, what are you doing? Have you painted something? Can you show me? So I show if the price is okay for me, I will give them. So I will grow up like that. I am motivated to do another one and another one, and it's okay. I'm working on demand.
But do you like selling your stuff to
Yes,
galleries?
I like to do that because art is not only for me. I love to share my works. If as I said, I have a motto or something that I'm so happy when I'm painting, and I will be happy twice if you like my painting. And for 3 times I be happy if someone give me money for my painting.
Okay, so I guess
this is life.
So I guess you do like the part of
yes, I do that with pleasure. My first pleasure is to paint, and then if someone like what I paint,
okay,
it's like I said.
Okay, well, that's nice. And since you've mentioned before that you're an architect, I wanted to know what made you choose this profession.
I have studied for art and architecture. It was a time that I must choose, or I go to University of Art or University of Architecture. I go to University of Architecture. I work as site manager, as architect, senior architect, project manager, 20 years. Now it's time to make another choice. I'm painting for pleasure, most of all.
And what made you, love art, and why do you love art? And how old were you when you even, discovered that you want to, go into this sort of
I was
direction?
a child. I have a lot of art books in my bibliothèque. My parents have a lot of art books. I start to read and I fall in love.
So were your parents maybe artists too, or were
No,
they...
my father is engineer, was engineer because he's dying, and my mother doctor. But they love art.
Okay, that's wonderful. So they pushed you into the right direction to become an artist and an architect, So in the end, you didn't really have to choose between those two things because
Yes,
you became
I
both.
will die as a tango dancer. This is my goal.
Now, talking a little bit about your personality and character, which character traits, for example, made you become a successful artist? What do you think? Was it your...
I'm a hard worker. This
worker.
is very easy to say.
I'm
a hard worker.
Okay. Okay, and how exactly did that hard work show on you? Do you mean that you were working every day to...
Yes, I'm working every day. I'm working with pleasure, and the results are that.
But there's also the other side where you have to show yourself. You have to have a huge social media following to be famous or
This is not my intention. It comes with time. In time, I post my works, but I do not read the comments. Sometimes I can find that someone wants to buy that work, but it's late because are already sold. I do not have time. I cannot do all that things, social media and to paint.
Yeah, so you don't really like social media, or you just don't have
I
time?
love it, social media, but first time I have a dealer in Canada for watercolors. He said me, you must bring me 300 of watercolors per year if you want to be feasible. I must hire for marketing, for...
Yeah.
I cannot do that. I can do 300 of watercolors. That I can do.
Yeah, because as I said, I think the hardest part for artists is the marketing part. To be seen, to become seen. So I just wanted to ask how does that happen? But
yes, this is very important because you must know. You can take 10% of the value of the work. But if that 10% fit for you, it's okay.
Okay, well, I see. And concerning, all of the art fields and your art journey, what do you think, what sort of advice would you give to your younger self?
First of all, to work hard, and then to try to learn from others. This is very important because now you can find a lot of things with the internet. That depends to you. If you follow great artists. Also is very good to have experience with plein airs or art camps. You will find many artists, you can speak with them to see what they are doing, to work with them, and it is very, one plein air can be much than 1 year of school. If you find the right persons.
And how do you find that motivation to work hard every day? Do you just
this is passion.
Special? You think you just have it?
Passion.
Oh, a passion.
Passion.
Okay, I see. So you just get up every day and you have the need and passion to work and paint?
Sometimes I draw in the night, and early in the morning I put colors.
And maybe apart, from urban landscapes and just simple nature landscapes, what other things that inspire you?
Human life, it's very important. As urban sketcher, we see the buildings, but now what I trying to do to put life near that buildings. The buildings without people are nothing.
Not interesting.
Yeah, even they are beautiful.
And when you just started studying, did you have any other subjects that you liked except for the
yes, as I said, I speak with Ingrid. I love to paint birds, seagulls, because I'm from seaside. Fish, all that stuff.
So you,
important.
As I've noticed, I think you love nature, right?
Yes,
like landscapes,
Tree
birds,
is
animals.
very difficult to draw.
Actually, I do agree. I do have some problem with painting trees.
You must paint and draw a tree, many, and
Okay.
will be fine.
And what about any other animals? Because, for example, I have, this passion to usually paint like, the big wild cats like tigers, and panthers. Were you painting those sorts of animals too?
Yes, I have painted that lions. It's interesting. First of all, I start to paint cats, domestic cats and dogs, and then I go to lions and tigers, panthers. It's very difficult to paint. And cows, is a wonderful subject.
I see. Okay. So
horses, yes.
Horses. Yeah, I've actually noticed that a lot of people like to paint horses. I never really had that passion to paint horses, but yeah. And apart, urban sketching, landscapes, like, did you, when you started studying, did you immediately fall in love with urban sketching and landscapes, or was it little by little? How did it happen?
It was immediately.
Immediately?
Yes.
Wow.
I saw on internet, okay, I must apply to that. I found 3 friends with the same passion. We go together to sketch, and then from 3, now we are 40 who comes usually to the meetings.
And how was your experience in the architect school?
Very good experience, wonderful experience. I have a good teachers for watercolor, but even in university I study a lot. The professor do not tell all. You must go to them to ask. Please show me how
to do this. How to do that, yeah.
But after school, it's better to go to plein air. You will find many artists who share. There are some artists that do not share, but there are few.
And you know, if you had to give advice, not for your younger self, but for, you know, aspiring artists that want to be successful like you, what would you say? Also hard work?
For me, no, to take it easy.
To take it easy?
Yes, yes.
What exactly do you mean?
To spend some time without painting.
Without?
To put things in order. Subjects.
So basically to just sit back, relax.
Slow down.
And realize what you want to do. What you want to paint, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is for me, not for all.
Well, that's actually an interesting advice. I think this is like sort of like the first time that I hear something like that. When I usually ask this question, I usually get something else. So it's interesting.
Yes, this is for me to slow down, but for a younger is better to work hard.
Work hard. Okay.
Every day.
Yeah, just work hard, learn.
Every day.
And before we finish this interview, do you want to say anything to our viewers, you know, maybe make a wish or something else?
So, as I said, work hard, and as I started, it's a wonderful time here in Lithuania. It's a quality time for me because I found a lot of things to do. And use that beautiful things and paint and enjoy.
That's actually very wonderful to hear. So this was Mugur Popa, and thank you guys for watching. You know, follow him, you know, look at his works on social media, and also follow us, give us a like, and visit our other social media channels. Thank you. And
thank you.
bye.
Bye.